How does a man like you come across Django Reinhardt?
What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
Like,
Man like me.
with your eye shape and all that.
Welcome to another episode of The Evolution of Creation. We're gonna do something a little bit different today from the last two episodes. I'm gonna be interviewed by Mark Hamill's The Joker.
Don't put that kind of pressure on me, you banjo.
We're gonna talk about our song Anthem of the Damned, which, by the way, if you didn't know, just won Best Music Video at the
International Filmmaker Festival of New York. How dare you forget the name?
I thought it was. I don't know why. Never mind.
It's a lot of words.
IFFNY.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about the songwriting process and lyrics, and I'll let the Joker take over from here.
I'm gonna pick his brain for a few, prod him with a few questions about Anthem of the Damned.
Shall we begin?
Sure, but fuck me, this is going to be exhausting. Alrighty, I've got a few questions here. Oh. It's terrifying. Gonna have a sip of my coffee first.
This is the most unprofessional interview ever.
You can't be interviewed by the Joker, you put me on the spot. I'm gonna go in and out of character a little bit, it's gonna hurt my throat. So, Joshua Mak of Cynation Band.
It's Josh!
I'm gonna ask you something about the lyrics. The lyrics.
Okay.
Anthem of the Damned. How'd you come up with that title? And, who are the damned?
The Damned is pretty much all the people who have kind of fucked up in life and are beyond redeemable.
Like the Joker.
Well, yeah, you could say. You're one of the damned. You also have, the Anthem of the Damned is like the theme song of the damned, yeah? The unredeemable. But it's also an inward look at who are the unredeemable, and in this case, it's not preachy, it's really directed inwardly. And like we mentioned before in other interviews, it's about the duality of man. How you can both be the Joker and Batman at the same time. And it's just really, which path you want to go down. But these thoughts and these, not abilities, but I'll say like eventualities exist in everyone.
So would you say it's a situation where everybody has a bit of Batman, a bit of Joker in them?
Yeah, I think everyone's got both. And it's circumstances, how you grew up, your life experiences, and how you choose to deal with things that dictate which one you go down. But being aware that we could be both, I think is important, and that's what the song's about.
It's very fitting for the Joker because he has a quote which says, "All it takes is one bad day." So he said Batman could become the Joker.
Precisely, yeah.
Exactly, it's very good, very poignant. That was quite nice, quite refreshing. So regarding that train of thought, I'm fucking losing my character. As a songwriter, what comes first to you? Music or lyrics?
It depends.
Oh.
Alright, so let's talk about Anthem of the Damned in this case. The first thing, there were a couple of first things. One of them was I wanted a song that had a chorus that people could pretty much yell along to and sing.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I wanted it to say, "God damn."
Okay.
I didn't know how, but I knew I wanted it to have this anthemic, "God damn." Right?
It's great to check. That's a riot song.
Yeah. That's kind of the kind of feel we were going for. The other thing that I then approached with Anthem of the Damned was okay, so in this case, I guess those two words came first. I knew I wanted that.
So lyrics, yes.
Yeah. And then I decided to do something a bit different. I mean, a lot of people, when they write a song, they might start out with a chord progression. you might start out with that, and then they start maybe humming a melody. Or whatever, yeah? But I've been doing that for a couple of songs, and the problem was I was stuck to that chord progression. You can try to get more creative with your chord progression, but once you have that progression, like even if I did something a little bit more out there, yeah, like but you are being limited by how that moves.
It's still bound by the chord progression.
Yeah, so for Anthem of the Damned, I actually decided that I would write a melody without a guitar.
No.
And I feel very strongly that... Damn computer.
Yeah, we're gonna have to excuse these little moments. Cut! No cut! It's more work for me in the cutting room.
The Joker. So, I really believe that your medium for writing can inspire you to write in a different way. Now, it can be on a bigger scale, whether I'm writing with a keyboard, writing with a bass, writing with a guitar, or in this case, no guitar, and even writing with different guitars. I'll explain a bit what I mean by, like, look, I've played guitar the longest. I'm most familiar with the guitar. So you end up also developing habits, shapes. I mean, the most common one, your pentatonic shape, right? And lead guitarists face this problem a lot where you get stuck in the box and then you gotta try to break out. And likewise...
You're the man in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good Alice in Chains reference.
Yeah, it's a very good song.
And sometimes, if you take yourself out of your comfort zone, where like if I try to write a song with just the piano, because I don't know the piano that well, I might approach it differently.
Play it like a guitar.
Yeah, I do.
Flip out the keyboard like that. Like a guitar. No?
The guitar is the... I won't say.
It's a genuine instrument.
Stupid. But anyway, so I had also like guilty of falling the habits of, you know, we tried these chord progressions, you try to change it up, you try to change the chords a little bit, but I wanted to see what would happen if I had no guitar, and if I just hummed a melody in my head, what would I do? Right? So I try to come up with melody without an instrument. So whereas if I had played the guitar, I'd go to my usual familiar shapes.
Which is quite an interesting idea because being able to come up with a guitar melody that's sung makes it easier to sing later. The singability of it is apparent.
Well, but the main melody, we don't actually sing it.
Oh no, but you know, you could kind of, you know, you can da 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 da.
Well, okay, that's where I took my, we decided let's go for this jazzy sort of thing, right? Which...
I do want to prod on that. You mentioned jazz. What?
Yeah.
Who, what, when, why? Where'd you get that inspiration for that?
I don't like jazz when it's kind of like...
Norah Jones jazz.
I mean, I like playing it, but not in the band, right?
It's pleasant. It's nice. Norah Jones, nice voice.
I do like the more minor sort of jazz, and especially gypsy jazz, you know, people like Django Reinhardt.
Darker shit.
Yeah. And I love how wrong notes are okay.
That's my favorite.
Yep. It's just about how far can you push it. And that's what I wanted to try with Anthem. So I came up with this melody. Da 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 da. And then I had to figure it out, which was...
So it's crazy because you mentioned Django Reinhardt, and I'm gonna take this opportunity to switch gears because my throat is killing me.
What were some of the things you heard from Django Reinhardt that kind of made you, you know, influence you a bit and made you kind of, you know, jump into this mindset to try to bring this forward to a rock setting. It's a home invasion.
It's turning out to be a longer episode than I thought.
Yeah, no, we're not even halfway through the bloody questions.
Might have to be part 1 and part 2.
And I've had to change my voice because it hurts so much.
Alright, Michael Caine. It's Michael Caine, isn't it?
You know, Michael Cocaine, that's my full name.
Make sure people can understand you, alright?
Alright, don't worry, you know, if you don't understand Michael Caine, then you're just a fucking racist.
Alright, carry on, Michael.
Anyway, what was I talking about? Django Reinhardt. Well, actually, I'd like to know a little bit about how does a man like you come across Django Reinhardt?
What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
Like, you know,
Man like me.
you know, with your eye shape and all that. Well, how does a...
That's your 3-second grab. What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
Alright, just how'd you come across him? It's kind of...
I probably saw him in some guitar magazine. And what caught my attention was that Django, I may be wrong, but he only had 2 working fingers on his left hand.
It's like Tony Iommi, mate. Well, it's got 3, isn't it?
No, that's different. Alright, I'm not going to get into Tony Iommi's injuries, but anyway. So Django pretty much, he didn't have all his fingers to work with, and he had to come up with new ways to play chords, right? And you wouldn't know it just by listening to his records, because he was playing so quick that even with all my fingers, I'm like, how the fuck do you play that?
Very impressive.
And it was interesting because it wasn't just, it was jazz, but, you know, with that gypsy element. With kind of, you know, Eastern European ethnic sounding kind of music.
So it's kind of like some of that minor sound, isn't it?
Yeah, so you have your minor chords, right? And you play traditionally. But then you'd have these other notes come in.
I see what you mean by ethnic sounding.
Yeah, so, and these are pretty much the exact notes we used in Anthem, you know?
Ah.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to see the connection, you know, because I don't think a lot of people know Django Reinhardt. You know, I mean, I only discovered him through the BioShock games, which you probably don't know about, but it's a good way to embrace new culture.
We're not bringing BioShock.
Don't worry, forget about it, alright? You know, it's good, Django Reinhardt. So, moving on, you know, that's really as fascinating to go from the lyrics to the music like that. We understand now how you came to get this unique riff. Is there sort of a... I don't know how to put it. Would you call it like a philosophical reason for trying to put... Because everything you do is rock. You're a rock band, you know. So to put this jazz approach into a rock setting, was there some kind of greater thing you were trying to achieve by doing it?
Yes and no. I don't think I consciously thought of that when I was writing it, but I do find that, you know, we used to play really heavy metal, which, you know, we're talking stuff like...
Could you say that again? You know, don't talk over the guitar, right? You're not louder than a guitar.
We used to play really heavy stuff like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get a bit limited. I mean, nowadays it's getting better. But there are certain, you know, different genres where you're like, oh, you can't do that.
You felt it was a bit restrictive, you know. Everybody, like, heavy metal is awesome, it's great.
Yeah.
But you just couldn't, you know, I think once you mentioned you couldn't do a ballad in heavy metal, and you definitely can't do fucking gypsy jazz in heavy metal.
I mean, some people do it. It's not common.
It's quite bizarre, but, you know, but you felt this was a more appropriate platform.
Well, look, when I play it like this, you know, that kind of clean sound, right? But once you add the gain,
it takes on a whole new life, doesn't it?
yeah. it keeps that sort of feel to it, but suddenly that heaviness just changes. It becomes something new.
I think that's why it's quite fascinating to see connecting the dots from Django Reinhardt, who's completely clean, bridging over to the electric guitar.
He did do heroin though. So.
I mean, not fully clean, like clean guitar tone, dirty veins, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean?
And Michael Caine never said do you know what I mean, but you know what I mean. Fuck me, I've got a question here. It's an unfinished sentence.
Go on.
It just says, what was the process like constructing? But I don't fucking finish the sentence, so I don't know what I'm supposed to ask you. What are you constructing, mate?
Alright, so I think if we go back, I tried to write this song without a guitar.
Actually, let me fill in the gaps of my own spasms. What was it like constructing, you've got this melody now, yeah? You know you want to put it in a rock context. How'd you build around that to make a whole complete rock song that's Anthem of the Damned?
Okay, well, once I started out with this opening, gypsy, jazzy sort of riff, we now knew that we wanted to have a jazz element to it.
Yeah.
So I started, going, what can we take from jazz, all right? Like, I don't want to necessarily put in like really jazz chords like that's a bit
it's pushing the boundary a bit.
So we've got that in some other stuff, but not for this song. I wanted it to still be a straight out rock song with power chords, right? Just which is very straightforward.
That's almost a bit metal, mate.
Yeah. But we thought, okay, so how are we going to bring the jazz in? And we thought, instead of using the chords, we're going to use the timing.
All right.
So what I did was, initially, I played it clean on the guitar. So that
it's sort of like that the jazz drum, innit?
Yeah,
like that kind of,
Right, and that's what ends up on the record. Where if we have a listen to the verse over here.
All right.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Bring a bit of swing into metal.
All right, that's quite interesting. So actually, something I want to put out. I want to ask you, which could also open it up to some of the subsequent episodes for maybe the boys or for you to talk more about. But when it comes to building Anthem of the Damned in particular, how would you boys approach writing each individual parts? Are you sort of overseeing everything, or who writes what? Who kind of approaches it?
I present a demo to the boys, which will basically have the skeleton of the song. So there'll be the main riff, the verses, the choruses. I tend to, like with Anthem of the Damned, I knew that I wanted that. And I wanted it as drums, so I kind of played that into the demo as well. And that was something that I was adamant about, that we had to have the drums doing the
So yeah, maintain that jazzy backbone.
Yep. Usually I leave them to do their parts, whatever they come up with. And on occasion, if there's a particular thing that I feel it needs to be in, I'll specify. So by the time the boys get it, it's probably from the finished product, I'll say like 60% there.
All right.
Yeah.
Wicked. So it's great to know that there's this collaboration. You've got a vision for the song that has been created, but then each individual part is still each person's injecting and inseminating their creativity into it. That's beautiful, mate. I'd just like to conclude. I've got one more question for you, mate. When it comes to your songs, right? And I feel like I heard you talk about this before, but your use of swearing, right? I mean, like you mentioned, like the one thing you mentioned before, that you wanted the song to have "goddamn" in the chorus bits, which is funny when I say it now because you're like, "goddamn," it's just hilarious. Your use of swearing, and there's the one other part which is, "Look at you, you're a fucking disgrace. You are only supposed to blow the bloody doors off." All right. How do you incorporate swearing into your writing? And how do you feel like, what is the purpose of swearing in a song as opposed to, let's say, in a song that's just called ass and titties? Do you know what I mean?
Well, let's talk about the chorus for a second, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it, yeah.
So with the chorus, I once again also, something I don't usually do is I wrote the chorus by already singing it and having lyrics before figuring it out on the guitar.
Alright.
And as a result, you end up having a slightly different chord progression from what I normally do. It's the chorus goes.
Bit of that jazz influence there, the last bit, you know.
That was Simon actually, he put that in.
I'm talking about the note you fucked up, but in jazz there's no fucking up. They can fucking see it, mate. Don't dirty eye me with your fucking eye shape, mate.
This is real, alright? Real.
It's jazz, alright? It's jazz. That's all you gotta say.
It's jazz. Yeah, that's why I brought it back in with the...
But you know, coming back, you know, it's not the fucking presidential debate where you can go around my question, alright? I ask you, when you use words, you know, especially things like fuck and shit and ass and titties, you know, how
I have never used titties in a lyric.
I don't think you've used ass either, but you know, maybe one day we'll get to the, you know, titties.
Well, the lyrics in this, okay, here's an Easter egg and not many people know. When it says, God damn the man I am, it's not man, as in M-A-N. It's M-E-N.
Ah, alright.
Alright, so normally that's wrong grammar.
It's alright, mate.
Right, but the idea is that because there's a duality, there's two different people within you, that's why it's the man I am.
I see.
And I felt that sometimes swearing, if used right, it can add impact to a sentence. Like, I'll give you an example. If I said, this guitar is gorgeous.
Alright.
Right?
It's a nice guitar.
Everyone, this guitar is fucking gorgeous.
Alright, I saw the way, you know, your face screwed up and you really put the emphasis on there.
Right, and then so it fucking ends up being used as an adjective.
Right, I see that.
Right.
So you feel it's something that should be used sparingly, but it also helps place emphasis where you need it.
Yeah, I think it's with like a lot of things in writing, or if you use it too much, it loses its impact. So in that sentence where I say, look at you, you're a fucking disgrace. If I just said, look at you, you're a disgrace.
It's not the same, is it?
Whereas if it's look at you, you're a fucking disgrace.
You make me feel a bit bad now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's actually directed inwards, so.
No, it's just, that's self-bullying. That's bullying.
Yeah.
That's fine, you know. It's the only bullying allowed in schools.
Makes you better. Yeah.
Right on. I like that. Well, I mean, I think we've gone through a quite fair bit bunch of questions. You know, just like a little bonus surplus question at the end. How do you respond about the allegations that you are homosexual? No comment. That's all right. I'll take that as a sign of defense. Don't worry. That's a hit a nerve there. I think we're going to wrap it up there. Well, that concludes our little chat conversation, you know.
If this episode is, you know, a little bit all over the shop and less successful than the last two, it's because it's an entirely new format and we'll do better on the next one.
Nah, fuck it. We're going to keep it like this. You can fucking suck it up, mate.
Now, if you want to support us, be unprofessional and sloppy like this, you can help us by getting these.
What are these, mate?
The Cynation muscle tees. Aaron's got the pink one today. I've got the blue one.
Fabulous, mate.
Turn around, Michael Caine. Let's see the back.
Summer's coming up, all right? There's no gun show yet, all right? This is in progress. Don't fucking laugh at me. That's bullying, mate. Well, yeah, you can see the back.
You can message us on Facebook and Instagram to get these. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so that you know when you can cyberbully us, especially him.
Fucking do it, mate, alright? I'll go to your house and I'll break both your fucking legs, mate.
He hasn't been Get Carter for a long time, but
you still fucking do it.
We also have brand new stuff on Teespring. We've got some new stuff from our Anthem of the Damned collection, our Chase the Dragon collection, and we even have hoodies for dogs.
We got face masks, mate. Stop yourself from the corona, mate. Put on a face mask. Now I'm fucking Paul Chowdhury, mate. Put on a face mask. Shout out to Paul Chowdhury, mate.
Tani mä olin kussika jopa pencho.
Teremani Kali Pudimai.
Band.
Andy.
Till next time.
Shaya.